Yo, haha, Milton. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Milton coming back with another sneaker review, and today is part two. Today is part two of what I was talking about when I said that there was 3 Nike boxes that I had to go through. Now, what this is, and you probably should be able to see it through the thumbnail. For those that don't know, I actually hit on three, not one, but 3 LDV. So I'm throwing money around. Sacai waffles. Now, I don't know how this happened, but actually, I do know how this happened. I didn't use any bots, none of that stuff. I don't use um, multiple account jigs and stuff like. I don't do any of that. I literally do manual. That's it. Now, in order to get these shoes, these were draws, Nike draws. I mean, I don't know what you go through, but me personally, I always take a L when these draws happen. So I had no idea what was going to happen when I went for. I think there was 3 different pairs. I think there was a pine green, there was like a white pair, and a black pair. So what happened was I look at my wife's account, right? So I asked my wife, if she can put in for 3 of the shoes. Again, the pine greens, the white, the black. So she submits the entry, and also keep in mind she has like a new account, like it's a brand new account, so it really hasn't been on the map. Now I have my primary account where I can use, and I usually get certain cops, but I don't get every cop, if that makes sense. That's why I did that top 10 top L 2019 video, so people can understand that. Look, I know there's times where it looks like it's as good as this, but there's plenty of times where I've taken L's. So long story short, she puts in the bid, right, on her account, and she hits. She hits on a pine green. So I'm like, cool. I'm expecting the Nike email / pop-up notification that says, sorry, your entry wasn't selected for the other 2, which I got from her account. Now my account, I already got, at least when I checked it, I already saw for the black pair, I already knew I was taking the L. So it said, of course, I got the notification and the email. I didn't get a pop-up. I got an email. It was something finicky going on with my phone and the sneakers app that day. Excuse me. But when I'm looking on my account, I see that the black pair, your entry wasn't selected. So I was like, all right, cool. I guess I didn't, hit at all on this account. But then 5 minutes later, I looked back on the phone itself, and I see purchased not once, but twice. Now keep in mind, you got to understand that there's certain people that actually do manual cops, and some people actually I know that won all 3 pairs on one account. Me personally, I just so happened to get 2. I got the pine green. One of these is the pine green, and I got the white one on one account, and then my wife hit on the pine green. So that's why you see 3 different boxes. Before we get into the shoe, I just want to let you know, like, some of this stuff is pure luck. It's not like it's a home run every single time for me. You look at my channel, you see all these shoes that I have on there. I'm just being honest with you. It's never a home run every single time the latest and greatest shoe comes out. Sometimes you win, sometimes you miss. And it's ironic that I had the Nike Adapts, the platinum versions that I won probably like 2.5 weeks ago, but I had to return those due to a malfunction. So I had to return that back to Nike. And I don't know if this was their way of saying, well, even though we couldn't get you a replacement for the Adapts, because trust me, I really like those shoes. Here's your consolation prize. So I don't know. Quite honestly. Now, have I ever won a draw before? Once, yes. It was last year in December when Paul George came out with those PG PlayStation 2.5s, the blue one. I know a lot of people weren't really going after that, but me, I like PlayStation. That's what I have. That's what I play. And I ended up winning that. So this is kind of new to me. Like, I'm used to winning one. I'm not used to winning 1, 2, 3 from 2 accounts. So that's mind-boggling. So with all that said and done, your boy Milton is going to do all these 3 boxes. I don't know which is which, obviously, because it could be any one of them. But I will say, before we get into the shoe, just understand the concept that the Sacai Waffle LDV shoes is basically, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a combination between the Nike LDV and the Nike Waffle. So it's like a fusion. And Sacai is the actual Japanese designer company. It's not the owner, because the owner behind Sacai, if I'm not mistaken, it's Chitose Abe or Chitose Abe. One of them, I'm trying to enunciate her name. I probably jacked it up because I really don't do that well. But anyway, Chitose Abe is the owner of Sacai, and she's famously known from a designer standpoint from fusing two different objects and putting them together and making them one. Now, in this case, like I said, she put the Nike LDV together, fused it with the Nike Waffle, and smashed it all together. That's why you see the double lacing, you see the double swoosh, you see the double tongue, and if you look on the midsole, that's doubled up as well. So without further ado, let's figure out which one is which. I'll start from eeny, meeny, miny, I don't care. Just to get this thing open. I had to talk to UPS because one of these things came up, these boxes. I don't want to reveal my address. One of these boxes came up a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little dinged up. So I don't know if somebody was trying to take a peek inside to see what's there. But without further ado, let's get into these crazy behind triple cop boxes. All right. And of course, you got the Nike receipt. And listen, there ain't no fakes coming through here. If it's fakes, that means that Nike's sending me fakes. That's what I review. That's what I do. Now, the Sacai box looks like this. It's a slide-out drawer. It's similar to the Sacai blazers that I had on my channel, I want to say like a month and a half ago, where I reviewed that and basically just summarized what I'm doing right now. It's the same concept. It's a different shoe. It's just that during that release, when they had the Sacai Waffles, I didn't win that pair. I won the Blazer the Blazer Dunk, and it was like a fusion between the Blazer Dunk and Blazer something else, Nike Dunk or whatever the case. But I couldn't get it, unfortunately. But anyway, it does come with the QR code on the front, and I am size 13. Yes, I do have boots, and I do know that. But this is the Sacai box, and for those that don't know, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember this last time when I did this unboxing, it's a slide-out drawer. What they do is they cover the paper, the wax paper with Sacai paper. I say Sacai paper, but it's like wax paper with Sacai's writing or icon all over it. But they have like additional wrapping paper on the shoe itself. It's like a hoagie. Here, let me just show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's just do this right now. So here's a slide-out drawer. Of course, you take this out. And it's exactly the way I had to do this last time. So I'm going to take this out. And we're not going to know which pair this is. Because what happens is when you take the slide-out box, it looks just like this. And they give it like some type of hoagie-style wrap around each shoe. So it's like on top of this, make sure your paper has the Sacai paper. It looks like this. And when you unwrap this, you should be able to see it. It's gonna look like a hoagie. Like that's how I classify it. You'll see a hoagie between this shoe because they wrap it up multiple times with additional paper on this, and they do the same thing on this side. So let's take this out and figure out which shoe. Ooh, now I see it. All right, so take this out the box. Take this out the box, and you probably can see it right now. This is the white pair. And, ooh, man, this is clean. Ooh, this is clean, bro. This is real clean. This is interesting. Just put this to the side right here. Let's put this to the side right here. And obviously, once we get into the gist of this shoe, I can jump into the next shoe and see how the pine greens and see how they look. Put the papers over here. And so what are we looking at? We are looking at the white version of the Sacai, white gray version. You can see right here. Oh man, does this come with extra laces? Yes. Yes. And actually, this is not even black. This is kind of like a navy. It's like a navy blue. That's interesting. I don't see any. I would think that they would have went with black laces, but this is navy blue. It's like a dark navy blue. I don't know if you can see that right now, but it does come with extra laces. of course, you have the white and you have the gray laces on the tongue, and you have the, there you go. That's what I was talking about. It's a double everything. So you got the double tongue. Of course, you haven't seen that. You probably have. You probably haven't seen it. On the heel, it has the Nike Sacai icon. And of course, you got the waffle print on the bottom, which is right here. Little hint of the waffle on the toe. And this is some nice suede right here, but it's like double layer. So it's like a combination of that rough suede and that smooth suede. Looks like they kind of did like even a smoother. Ooh, wait a minute now. See on the heel, it's not so much. This is kind of a smooth. This reminds me of the material that they used on the Jordan 5. What was it called? The Lanny LSP or something like that. The blue yellow one looks like the Golden State Warriors shoe. The heel's kind of like plastic, but that's pretty cool. And then you got the mesh on the upper. But I do like this. I do like that you look on both sides. It's got the leather, the double swoosh on both sides, and it's kind of the leather material. The leather material that they used on these swooshes reminds me of the, what was that? LA to Chicago's, the New York to Paris, that type of, but it's like a softer leather. This is crazy. This is real crazy. But then you look, of course, you got the iconic midsole. This is where that double midsole, where you're looking at like it just extends in the back. And I think there was some clips where people actually took their scissors and and cut the back of the shoe. Obviously, I'm not doing that, but you can see how they fuse. I can't wait to put this up close, like on the Superzoom. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to do Superzoom. I'm going to do the on feet for both the white version and the pine greens. These are both obviously pine greens, so I don't think it matters which one I unbox, but I do want to verify that the box didn't get damaged and the shoe itself is in good condition. But let's take the paper shoe tree out so you can see the inside. Take this out. I don't know if this actually comes out. Does it come out? It does. It does come out. So if you can see it, on the insole itself, it has the Nike Sacai print at the bottom. Of course, I didn't really see anything outside of that, but you should be able to see kind of like my finger right there. You can see it through the mesh. And it's basically a breathable shoe. This is kind of like a summer shoe because you can see the ventilation of the air going through the mesh. If you want to rock this during the winter time or fall time, I think you can get away with it. But the winter gets kind of cold. Your feet might be kind of cold. But I do like the fact that they did the double midsole because I'm curious. You know what this reminds me of? I'm gonna be honest with you. When they do that double midsole and it's stacked up, these Yeezy 350s, right? See how high that rises up? This shoe reminds me, I've never seen, I've seen that the Nike, I think it was the Nike Dunk version of the Sacai. I didn't see these. I've never seen the waffles, but I'm pretty sure when I put these on, it's going to feel like, I feel like I got taller, like elevated off the ground. I just don't know how soft it is, but I would imagine that this has to feel good because the material that they use on here is immaculate. So, with that said and done, now that we have the white pair out the way, you've seen it right here. Just want to give you a quick look at it. You can see the double lacings on there. You can see the double swoosh on the Nike. You can see the suede surrounded with the mesh and the smooth suede. And actually, on the dark part right here, it's kind of like a smooth suede as well. You can actually see the different strokes, light to dark. So let me put this back. And the other two should be quite fast, primarily because we already covered mostly everything. It's the same shoe, different colorway. I just don't know what color did they put in for the extra laces for the pine greens. We now know that this is navy blue. I thought I'd see at least black. To me it would make sense because I don't know, black maybe's on the bottom, and it looks like they matched the white and the gray laces to complement the white and gray colorway on the shoe. But navy blue, it's interesting. So let's put this to the side. Move on to the next one. I wonder which one's the pine green. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. So let's just open this up. And let's take a look at these pine greens. Again, I just want to verify before we go to Superzoom on both the gray and the pine green. I just want to make sure that my box is okay. The shoes are there, and there's no gotchas. Not to say this ever happened from Nike before, but you never know. Nike can't control when it leaves their warehouse and then comes to your house. Something can happen in between, and you know, the whole finesse. You don't want to get finessed. Check your stuff. So, let's get to the second box. Of course, same deal. Like the Sacai box. These are the pine greens. Man, this thing looks like it was open. I didn't even touch this. I didn't touch this. It looked like it was open. Oh, I'm a little worried right now. A little worried. But it is the same box. Right? So, this is the pine green. So, let's just get this open. Oh, I don't like the fact that it was open. It's kind of weird. Alright, so let's see. Same thing, got the hoagie style. Alright, so let's put this back in. Paper all over the place. Put this back in. Unwrap my hoagie. Oh, whoa, yes. Yes. Now, this is interesting to me because I wonder how the black pair actually looks. Since we got the two pairs right next to each other, let's compare the material. Now, if you look on the gray ones, I can tell you right now, there's mesh on both of them. There's definitely mesh on both. The swoosh, they're both leather, but it's the suede portion that kind of changes up a little bit. It's almost like this is like a real smooth nubuck, more than suede. And then this is actual suede. So if I put this up close, you can see what I'm talking about. So the overlays on here, the pink, hot pink, I think is what they call it. Like the suede that's down here by the toe matches here. Whereas on the gray pairs, the suede down here does not match what's up here. It's like a nubuck more than the suede. So, but it does have the predominantly mesh upper, and it has that gold colorway on the heel. Of course, you got the insole, and actually that's what I was talking about. Let me see. Oh, see, this is the black. These are black laces. They give you black laces. To me, it would make more sense to have black laces as an option for this. Like imagine black laces on this with the gray laces and fusing them together, then this will look. I mean, this will be. It's fire now. I'm not taking away from the colorway, but I mean, imagine putting black on there with the gray. I mean, that'd be nasty. But they decided to give you extra laces and make it black on these pine greens, which is mind-boggling. But like on the back itself, even on the heel, this like again, it looks more so like nubuck than suede. Like they feel pretty much the same. They both have the Sacai icon on the heel of the shoe itself. She does it again. I mean, like I've never put this particular shoe on, but like I said, I'm pretty sure when I put it on feet, you'll have the on feet. We'll do that momentarily with the pine greens and the gray ones. But I just wanted to see if there was like a significant difference between one and the other outside of the colorway. And I can see that there are subtle differences between the gray and the actual Sacai pine greens, mainly on the overlays by the tongue. So or actually the accent. So I can see that there's slight details or slight. Oh, you know what? It's inversed. So on the gray version where you would see the nubuck, or I want to say nubuck, and then you see that rugged suede underneath. It's inversed on the pine greens. It's like the opposite of ways. It's got that smooth nubuck on the bottom right down here, but on the top it's got the suede on the upper, which I think maybe maybe that was the idea, to keep a little bit of the materials different so they don't look exactly the same on all three pairs. I'm curious what the black one looked like. I know I'm trying to think of the person on YouTube, Sniper Jones. I know Snipe got the black version, but I'm curious to compare how these look material wise, how they did it with the third version, since I got the two right here. So your boy Magnificent, we're gonna get to the to the Superzoom for both the pine greens and the gray versions. But before we do that, I did say I want to take out all my pairs to make sure that there's no gotchas. Make sure there's no defects. Of course, we'll see that with the Superzoom. I'm going to put this right here. Put this in. Take all the hoagie paper. Put this to the side. Oh my God, this video is going to be so long. I apologize, but I wanted to show you what happened. I mean, this is a big surprise because people are going to be like, what the heck? How the heck did you get 3 pairs? That's BS. No, I do not use box. That's not my thing. It will never be my thing. I'm a manual user, and that's what I do. So let me just check this real quick. All right, get rid of all this paper. And Nike, quite honestly, you can put the Nike swoosh all you want on your boxes. As long as I can get them, as long as they are safe, I do have ways of making it to my house. So thank you once again. Right, so let's get rid of this box. All right, so far so good. Box looks intact. Again, another pine green. So let's just take this out and get to the Superzoom. Then we'll get to the on feet and call it a day. Open this thing up and more Sacai paper. More hoagies or subs. Some people call subs, some people call hoagies. And put this up. Craziness. Just want to check all pairs and make sure I didn't get any bottoms. All right, yeah. So there we go. Lace here, lace here. So put them right here. Let's put these right here. So yeah, man. 3 pairs of the Nike waffle. Actually, the Nike Sacai LDWaffles. So without further ado, I'm only going to need, obviously, 2 of these pairs. You don't need to see all 3. We'll do the Superzoom for pine greens, Superzoom for the grays. I will put this to the side. Let's get it done. Alright, YouTube, it's your boy Magnificent coming back with the Superzoom. And before I actually even get to the details of the Superzoom, I will let you know that yes, when I put these shoes on, I can tell you right now, you can stay true to size because believe it or not, as skinny as these shoes are, when your toes, especially if you have wide feet, you're going to notice that you have so much space in the front. So I normally wear a size 12.5, but these are size 13 and I actually have space probably from here to here, like a little bit of space. So that tells me that for somebody that has wide feet, you can go, I still feel like you can go true to size, or if you don't feel safe, go a size, go a half size up. But from what I was feeling in the shoe, it feels comfortable, it feels real comfortable. But yeah, let's just look into the shoe itself. So you can basically see right here, here's the full mesh. And you can see the details. Man, Sacai really does. You see, this is what I was talking about. Like when you look into the shoe itself, look how soft it feels right here. You can see that for yourself. The stitching is immaculate. This is the pine green version, so you can see like right here, here's a double swoosh. You can see that is leather all the way back here. Let's see what's going on here, but this thing is very soft. You can see it's very, very, very soft, but it's so clean. It's a clean shoe. The colorway itself is just basically going to make it pop, because I'm pretty sure when you walk down the street, people are going to be asking, what the heck is that? So you'll definitely get people turning. And you can see the Nike Sacai on the heel of the shoe. But if you look on the insole, it basically has the same thing. I forgot to point that out. That on the insole basically has the Sacai logo on it. But you can see right here, this is what I was talking about. This thing is well crafted. Here's the waffle bottom, super zoomed out right here. Of course, again, we are looking at the pine green version. And I see lettering. You know, if I see lettering, I gotta kind of read on it. Let's see, there we go. US patent number. Oh wow, these are numbered? Wait a minute, number. This is interesting. I gotta take a look at this. I don't think that's. the amount of pairs, but I've never seen that on the bottom of a waffle before. Maybe that's just me. So, but anyway, getting back to the shoe. You can see like the mesh cage on the upper. You can see my finger in here doing some weird stuff on the inside, but it's a very breathable shoe when I put my foot on. But this is what I was talking about. Like this kind of has like some. It just reminds me of the Jordan, like the Landies, the Jordan 5. The material that they use on that. It's almost like it's suede, but it's not. So you see how I just brush back and forth, and it just barely does it. It feels like a nubuck suede kind of smooth combination when you go back and forth. But that actually looks pretty cool. And of course, let me put this aside because I want to bring out the gray version. And the gray version, like I said, is pretty similar in terms of the design. The double swoosh right there, but you can see, but that's the point I was trying to make out when you look at the upper right here, where on the gray version, this kind of has that same suede smooth effect. On the pine greens, it's more of like a rugged, see right there, like a rugged suede. But that's pretty cool. And just going around again, just want to point this out that if you do decide to invest in this shoe and you plan on wearing it, yeah, you can definitely go true to size. I feel like somebody that wears, if you have like I don't want to say a slender foot, you wear a size 14, I feel like you can slide your feet in here, even though this is, if you wear a size 14. If you normally wear a size 14 and you put yourself in this size 13 shoe, I feel like you can still fit this because, like, again, I wear normally size 12 and a half, but on certain shoes, I have to move up to 13 just to get some wiggle room in the toe. But in the toe box itself on here, you have so much room. You couldn't even see that due to the double lacing. I thought it was going to fit real tight and snug when I put my shoe on, but it feels like it's so loose due to, I don't know if it's because of the breathability, but the fact that the material that they use is very soft and it's expandable. So it's like when you slide your feet in, you probably won't even notice. Oh, what is this? Oh, never mind. Oh, look at that. What is that? Nike. Nah, that's all right. I can get that out. But anyway, yeah, going back to this, these shoes, I'm telling you, when you put them on, at least from what I can see, the toe box is definitely wide enough for you to get your feet in there. It's very comfortable, and you sit like really high, not really high, but it feels like you're sitting high off the ground. So your boy Magnificent, let's get to the on feet. You can see the extra laces right here, but let's get to the on feet so I can put on both the gray version and the pine green version, and we can get this party started.